All right, let's talk about that big dream. You know, the one where you launch your own online marketplace, a massive platform just buzzing with sellers and buyers. If that's you, then you are in the right place. Today, we are cracking the code on so-called Amazon clones and showing you how you can build that multi-vendor empire without having to start from absolute zero.
So here's the plan. First, we'll tap into that big marketplace dream. Then we'll get clear on what an Amazon clone actually is. After that, we'll look at how they work, compare some of the top players for 2026, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with a simple way for you to figure out which path is the right one for you.
Okay, first things first, the marketplace dream. Let's really get into that powerful idea, that aspiration that gets so many entrepreneurs excited about building their own digital bazaar.
I mean, it's a huge idea, right? The thought of you creating a digital space where countless sellers can connect with millions of buyers, a platform that becomes the place to go for online shopping. But, like with any dream this big, there's always a catch.
And here it is, the big obstacle. The harsh reality is that trying to build something like Amazon from scratch is, well, it's insanely complex. You're talking about managing everything: vendor signups, payment gateways, logistics, you name it. It's just a massive, massive undertaking that can completely drain your time and money before you even get a single seller on board. So, what's the alternative?
Well, that brings us right to the shortcut solution, the whole idea of an Amazon clone. So what in the world are we talking about here?
Okay, so an Amazon clone is basically a ready-made foundation for your marketplace. Think of it like this. It's the pre-built engine. It's designed to give you all the core stuff you need: support for multiple sellers, product listings, a shopping cart, admin controls, pretty much right out of the box.
So, how do these clones actually work? Well, it really just boils down to a smooth little dance between three key players.
Yeah, think of it as a three-part dance. First, you've got the customer, who's just browsing, comparing, and buying stuff. Then you have the vendor, who's listing their products and shipping out the orders. And finally, there's the administrator. And hey, that's you, who's overseeing the entire ecosystem. You're setting the commissions, managing the rules. This whole interaction is the engine that makes the marketplace go.
All right, now for the main event. Now that we know what these are and how they work, let's dive into the marketplace of marketplaces. We're going to compare some of the top solutions you can get your hands on right now.
Generally speaking, your options fall into two main camps. On one side, you've got your fixed-price scripts. The best way to think about these is like a high-quality prefabricated home. It's fast, it's cost-effective, you know what you're getting. Then, on the other side, you have custom solutions. This is like hiring an architect to build a bespoke mansion from the ground up. You get incredible flexibility, but yeah, it's going to be a lot more complex and take more time.
So let's kick things off with that first category, the fixed price scripts. These are really perfect for anyone who wants a clear price tag and wants to get up and running fast.
A really strong player in this space is Zipper. It gives you all the essentials you'd expect. You know, a multi-vendor setup, dashboards for your sellers, and of course, controls for you to manage commissions. This really makes it a fantastic choice for small to mid-sized businesses that just need to deploy quickly.
And the price? Well, it totally reflects that focus on being accessible. Their startup plan kicks off at just $490. I mean, that really lowers the financial barrier for anyone wanting to become a marketplace owner.
Okay, another key player to have on your radar is Sanguish. They do tiered pricing, which is awesome if you're planning to grow, and they give you those core features like letting vendors track their orders. This makes them a really solid choice for startups and entrepreneurs who are keeping a close eye on the budget.
And check out their pricing, it's just as competitive. At $479, Sanguish is basically neck and neck with Zipper. It just goes to show you how aggressive this entry-level market really is.
All right, let's switch gears to our second category, custom solutions. This is for when that prefab home just isn't going to cut it, and you really need to build that custom-designed mansion we talked about. A big name in this space is Yokart. Now, this is where you get into some seriously deep customization. We're talking about tailoring your checkout rules, plugging in a bunch of different payment gateways, and getting really advanced dashboards. It's really built for businesses that have unique or complex requirements that a standard, off-the-shelf script just can't handle.
But as you'd expect, with great power comes a totally different pricing model. You're not going to find any fixed price tags here. The cost depends entirely on how much custom work you need done. So you get ultimate flexibility, but that final price tag, it's going to be a variable.
Okay, so with all these options on the table, how do you actually make the right call? let's put together a super simple framework to help you decide.
This table really lays it all out pretty clearly. If you're looking for a fixed price, you've got Zipper for that quick startup launch and Sangvish if you're really watching the budget. If your needs are more complex, then a custom solution like YoCart is probably your best bet. And of course, as you scale up into the big leagues, the enterprise level, you'll run into other major custom players, like NCCredit, who really specialize in those massive projects.
So, here's the bottom line, the most crucial point of all. There is no single best solution. The right choice for you comes down to just three things: the scale of your business, your budget, and your long-term strategy. I mean, are you trying to build a small, tight-knit community, or are you aiming for a sprawling digital city?
Look, the path to building your own marketplace is clearer now than it's ever been. The tools are out there, whether you need a ready-made blueprint or a full-on custom architectural design. So really, the only question left is, you have the map. Which path are you going to choose to build your empire?